welcome to the Carolina Sports District, the #1 youth sports show in the Carolinas, also known as TCSD. Let's go! Today from the beautiful Mallard Creek Greenway, and you know what? I just can't help but be so happy to be back here. I missed you guys. I hope you missed us too. Well, this year we've got a few new things going on, and one of the first new things that you will see is right here. Ta-da! You can look on this side of the screen throughout the entire show to see what I'm going to be talking about next. Maybe you don't really want to hear that, or maybe you're so excited you just can't wait for it to come. It'll be right here on this side of me letting you know what's going to be on our show today. First on our list, as you can see, is a recap of the 2013 season. We'd like to say congratulations to the JV Rock Hill Cowboys for being our pound-for-pound champions for the 2013 season. We'd also like to say congratulations to all the teams that made it into our pound-for-pound top 20, and all the ones that were this close. We know that you can make it this year. We were also glad to have the Big South join us last season. We were able to come out to their games and to their championship games and get to see what kind of action they had going on. We also got a chance to visit the Gerrod Redskins and their Powder Puff game. Oh my goodness, that was the most fun game to watch. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm hoping, really hoping, that this year they ask me to join in on that Powder Puff fun. We now move on to our superlatives for 2013. We start with our most hype, and that goes to the Big South in their championship games. That was the Wildcats, Conover, Powercross, all of them. Oh my goodness, they brought some energy we had never seen before. This year, you guys, everybody got to step up their game. We also had our standout organization, and this year that goes to the Gerrod Redskins. We loved the spirit that they had on the field, and we really sincerely loved that Powder Puff game. We like what that organization represents. Very good job. And lastly, we have our Game of the Year. That goes to the 11U University Gators and the CMYFL Charlotte Cardinals. Woo! What an amazing game that was. An intense defensive game. The final score was 0-2 with the Charlotte Cardinals coming out on top. But man, that put us back in our seats. We loved watching that game and that energy on the field. Now we can fast forward into the 2014 season, and man, are we excited about this season. Our very own Josh Diggs could not be here with us today, but he checked out the PYFL in their first week of games, and he's got some highlights for us to check out. Let's roll.
Well, we were able to catch the first 3 games at Rocky River High School this past weekend. All 3 games were between the Hammerdown Tar Heels and the s.o.a.r Vikings. Starting off with the Prep Age division, opening drive for the Vikings resulted in a fumble. Hammerdown would recover. After a scoreless first quarter, Hammerdown on the board with a 25-yard touchdown. Hammerdown will go up 6-0. Vikings try to put a scoring drive together but fumble again, and it was Hammerdown's ball. 2 plays later, Hammerdown would give the ball for another TD. As a result, this time from 47 yards out, and that will be his second of 3 touchdowns on the day. Point after touchdown was good. Hammerdown will go up 14-0. Vikings was able to get a little bit of spark of life on a quarterback boot, but couldn't produce a TD. And it was pretty much all Hammerdown this game, as they would win 22-0. Moving to the next game, which would be the JBH division, Vikings would start off with a nice 29-yard completion, but Hammerdown's defense would rise to the occasion, making a huge red zone stop, forcing a turnover in the red zone. Hammerdown wouldn't wait too long for a score, as former New Birth Steel Eagle Evan Pryor would score the game's first touchdown from 51 yards out. Point after touchdown was good. Hammerdown would go up 8-0. Later in the second quarter, Hammerdown would march down the field, again ending the drive with a 1-yard quarterback sneak. Point after attempt was good. Hammerdown would be up 16-0. Vikings cheerleaders trying to pump up the team and the fans. Later, Pryor would help and add 6 more to the Hammerdown scoreboard with his second touchdown of the day. He finished the day with 3 touchdowns. Hammer down defense showing they were just as ready as the offense, snagging a very athletic interception. Late in the game, the Vikings defense was able to force a fumble, but Hammer down would run away with this one, 24-0. Moving on to the varsity game now featuring Vikings speedstar Caufrey Brown. Hammer down going for the sweep, but Mr. Brown has something else in mind with this nice 36-yard reception. Hammer down would make a catch themselves, call that an INT, aka interception. And the Vikings defense would respond, forcing a fumble on the 2-yard line. And would score the very next play. Point after the touchdown was no good. Vikings were up 6-0, and now we have a ball game. Following kickoff, Vikings make a big hit. And who else? The one and only Caufrey Brown. A few plays later, Hammer down responds with a touchdown of their own from 60 yards out, tying the game at 6. This game was anything but soft as Hammer down would return the big hit on the following kickoff. Another big hit alert right there by the Hammer down defense. Third quarter now, still tied. Here's the half's opening kickoff, and Hammer down will return this one to the house for a 76-yard touchdown. Point after attempt was no good, score 12-0. Hammer down will get the ball right back and get on the board with a 10-yard touchdown. Point after touchdown was no good, 18-6 Hammer down. Now here's a play you don't see every day. Hammer down defense forces a fumble and recovers it. And it looks like this may be a TD, but the Vikings were able to hustle down the field and force a fumble and get the ball back. Now on to the fourth quarter. Vikings staff firing up the team for a possible comeback. And whatever they said, it worked. Because the Vikings will make this play a pick 6 from 89 yards out. Point after touchdown would be no good. Hammer down leads 18-12 with 1:46 left in the game. Big question, can the Vikings convert the onside kick? And no, they would not be able to do it. Hammer down will recover and win this one 18-6. Back to you, Brianna.
Thanks, Josh Diggs. And now it's time to wrap up the show. We hope you really enjoyed this first show of the 2014 season. We're so happy to be back with you guys. Now, last year we tried something and it didn't work all that well. We asked you to send in videos of you saying the chant, TCSD, let's go. But no one really sent it in. So we're going to try again. The first person or team that sends in the TCSD chant, we will guarantee that the Carolina Sports District will be at one of your games this season. And if you don't know how it goes, I can say it again. Are you ready? TCSD, let's go. Okay, that's one. Let me try it again. TCSD, let's go. And if that fails, the Carolina Bears can show you how it goes. Get it, Carolina Bears.
TCSD, let's go!
All right, we want to say again congratulations to those JV Rock Hill Cowboys, and we're looking forward to another season of Pound for Pound Champs. As always, continue to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and to catch us here every week on YouTube. That's all, folks.